Lecture is on crop simulation model. First, we have to know what is crop simulation model. It is nothing but the simple representation of a crop that aims to study about the crop growth and development, which is responsible to our environment. And some terminologies which is related to these models are: first one is system. It is nothing but a part of thing that contains or that is interrelated with each other. And second one is model. It is a simplified representation of a system, that is our mathematical model or a map. And the third thing is simulation. It is nothing but the building of mathematical model or any model which perform to study the performance of the behavior with reference to our system. And this explains the simulation model. In this, the data related to our crop are inserted into the model input, like weather conditions, soil and crop properties, everything. The system model or simulation model will analyze these data and deliver the model output as yield, water requirement, fertilizer requirement, and some management practices, and also about the crop growth and development. And next one is these crop simulation models have benefits or the advantages of these crop simulation model is these models are interlinked with the possibilities or practices to overcome the limitations of classified experimental or classical experimental approach. And these models are used to at field and regional scales, and also it is used in different weather regimes, cultivars and cropping systems, etc. Why this model or crop simulation model is needed means because it is used to manipulate the experiments. There are impractical or impossible things, and it helps to identify best management strategies. Then it helps to study the long term effects of opinion. It has highly useful for researchers to control certain environment and crop conditions. It helps to assemble and synthesize a particular process. And these models are helps to produce prediction and understanding about a particular situation or in the cropping system, like prediction in the sense about weather conditions, and also the pattern like spacing and arrangements for croppings. And then it helps to identify the differences at response by the interventions. And second one is understanding. It helps to optimize the performance of the system. And then track your trade-off means it can able to understand the household income in range conditions, etc. And as we discussed in the previous slide, first the information about the crops are inserted into the input model, then it will analyze or synthesize based on the mathematical model or mechanism of plant and growth development. And then the output information about yield, n-use efficiency or seed balance, etc. will be generated in the model output. And these are the some names of crop models for different crops and goals. And then we'll see the purpose and useful of this modeling, or it helps to test our knowledge and understanding about the cropping. Then it helps to optimize the management practices, and also to understand the climatic change like weather conditions, etc. And also it helps to understand the zonal system or agroecological zones. Next we'll see some crop models which is under usage. First one is DSAT. It is a decision support system for agro technology transfer. It is nothing but the software system that comprises of totally crop simulation model of about 28 crops. And this software program includes soil and crop properties, soil and crop genotypes, weathers, and management options, etc. And this system is developed by US Agency for International Development between the year 1983 to 1993, and subsequently it is developed at IFDC by University of Florida, and then USDA Agricultural Research Institute, and also ICASA International Consortium for Agricultural System Applications. And this helps to the researchers or users can simulate multi-year outcome of crop management strategies and this is used for many applications ranging from on-farm and precision management at the regional assessment, etc. And the next model is Variza. This model is only for rice cultivation or to identify the growth and development of rice crop. This is developed by International Rice Research Institute, and this is an eco-physical model. It helps to simulate growth and development of rice. It works in water limited, nitrogen limited conditions also, and able to generate the management, variety characterization, and the soil properties, etc. Among that, Variza 2000 gives an accurate simulation of LA in biomass production. And this Variza model is developed in the year 1994 as Variza 1. Then it has many versions as Variza N, Variza W, and then Variza 2000 version 1.0 in the year 2001, and later in the year 2004 it is developed with the water balancing options as Variza 2000 version 2.0, and later in the year 2009 Variza 2000 version 2.13 with irrigation management options, and then in the year 2013 it was with nitrogen and water dynamic and also as drought and heat stress options also in the name of Variza version 3.20. And why it is means it has the ability to estimate the rice growth and yield in weather constrained time, and also it had a good ability on estimation of actual growth and yield in under nitrogen and water limited conditions, and also it used to study the rice cropping management system also, and it helps to study the rice oriented research for researcher peoples, and it was calibrated and validated for 18 rice varieties in 15 locations. And next we'll see the advantages and disadvantages of crop simulation model. When benefits like helps to overcome the environmental variability and also safe learning environment. Main thing in this is has an ability to transfer the expert knowledge and research experiment, etc., and also it helps to facilitate the distance education, also education at the distance. And coming to the limitations, the field and laboratory skills will be lost by these models. Without this practical knowledge, the study subjects may be separated from the track, and a model of made a belief on these simulation models. At certain point it becomes boring and feels frustrating. Among that, wholesome our knowledge on observation and experiment will move outside the model range. And next we'll see the integration or interlinked the remote sensing data with this crop model simulation model. That is nothing but the integration or interlinked these remote sensing data instead of our field parameters. This can be achieved by two distinct methods. First one is model initialization. In this can be done by estimating the crop parameters from remote sensing data can be directly inserted or input into the growth models. And second method is a time series or a time lapse or time changes in the remote sensing will be measurement, and that is used for calibration of crop simulation model. And that's all about the crop simulation model.